always believed that what's right matters, that the truth matters, and that decency matters. And when a dangerous demagogue tried to undermine our democracy, I wasn't about to let him. You can't trust this president to do the right thing, not for 1 minute. Today's Republican Party is gutting the middle class, threatening our democracy. They aren't going to stop. We have to stop them. That's why I'm running for the U.S. Senate.
Well, there it is. Another person entering this race. Put up this headline: Democrat Adam Schiff announces bid for Feinstein's U.S. Senate seat in the great state of California. And he said the following: I look forward to campaigning hard in this race, meeting Californians where they are and listening to what they want from their next senator. I hope to earn their votes and their trust. I'm glad the representative used the word earn, because some people think they're entitled to these seats. Off to a good start, at least with that, with saying the word earn. Now, Rep. Schiff's entry into the race certainly adds to the growing competition for this race in the 2024 election cycle that is fast approaching. Representative Katie Porter announced her run for this seat earlier this month. And although she has not officially announced, Rep. Barbara Lee told the Congressional Black Caucus that she is planning to run as well. And another standout being mentioned is one and only Representative Ro Khanna. So we don't know if Representative Ro Khanna is going to jump into this race. Some of you may know that Representative Khanna and I both served on the 2020 as national co-chairs for Senator Bernie Sanders' 2020 presidential campaign. So yeah, I hope he jumps into the race, add some more spice to it. And then there are other potential candidates, and they are as follows so far. We have the Lieutenant Governor Laney, who may get into this race. Attorney General Robb may get into this race, and U.S. Secretary of Health and Human Services Xavier may get into this race too. And then there may be some unknowns. I feel like we should have, Francesca, had a dot that says others or unknown. So it is just, it's getting started. Now, though she has filed her 2024 re-election paperwork with the FEC, Feinstein, who is 89, has not yet announced whether she plans to seek a 6th full term next year, and has faced criticism over her fitness for the job. That reporting is coming from CNN. Now, she has not made that final decision, and when asked about her timeline, she told reporters that she would make her position known in the next couple of months. When asked about how she felt about other people running for her seat, she said, I think it's fine. I think people should, if they want to run. For me, I just need a little more time. So that is coming from Senator Dianne Feinstein. Your thoughts, Francesca?
Well, I've got a lot of thoughts on this race. Number one, I can't help but think about the millions and millions and millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars that are going to be spent on this race in California, and they could be spent on anything else. And oh my God, we need campaign finance reform. And oh my God, I can't believe that we're gonna have this crazy election cycle. Meanwhile, we have a housing crisis in this state. Meanwhile, we have a climate crisis in this state and around this country. But please, yes, of course, rake in the dough. And look, I will be honest with you. I like Adam Schiff. I think he played a really important role in the impeachment hearings. I think he stood up and finally said some stuff that I think, frankly, not even Hillary Clinton had said to Donald Trump or about Donald Trump. We hadn't heard anybody do it. Would I vote for him personally? No. That being said, you know he's a fundraising machine. And sadly, that's the thing that matters in this race. So while my preference, of course, would be someone like Barbara Lee, of course would be someone like Katie Porter, they're much better suited for this job. I am not, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I'm not naive about that. You have to be raising that money, and Schiff's gonna be raising that money, and he'll do it off of his anti-Trump stance, being on the House Intelligence Committee and leading that impeachment charge. So many thoughts. I love a good debate. I just hate the idea that, again, the amount of wasted money when we know this is gonna be a Democratic seat. One final thing, it's gonna be a jungle primary, meaning the top two are gonna face off. so you know it's not gonna be a Republican, or most likely won't be a Republican in this state. But I wish we had ranked choice. Ranked choice voting, it works. Yeah, it works in San Francisco, or I mean, it almost did. Anyway, it works in different cities. I know people have, different feelings about it, but in this case, it would mean that these candidates can go positive on one another rather than going negative on one another, which ranked choice voting leads to more positive campaigns, leads to people teaming up together, which I think is a much better strategy, especially if we want a progressive in that seat.
Yeah, I agree with that, Francesca, so very much. Well, we will continue to watch this as it unfolds, and we will continue to keep you posted on what is happening in the great state of California with regards to that seat.